In Proverbs chapter 3, verses 1 through 4, it gives two key qualities for great relationships. Let me read it. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you prosperity. Let kindness and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Did you catch those two key qualities for great relationships? Well, if you didn't, we'll get to that in a moment. But let me first of all say hello once again. I'm John Kuert, the interim pastor at Alpha Assembly in Clarion, Pennsylvania, bringing to you another edition, another week of these heart-to-heart talks. From my heart to your heart, from God's heart to your heart. And I pray that they are a blessing and uplifting to you and encouraging. Well, did you catch those two qualities? Kindness and faithfulness. And you see, kindness is the oil that takes the friction out of life. If someone had paid you this last year $100 for every act or word of kindness during the year, and at the same time you had to pay them back $50 for every unkind word or action, would you be rich or poor right now? That's the test. Or would you be about even? Kindness is in the little things that really make a relationship work. All of our relationships, as a matter of fact. Kindness sometimes gets misunderstood. It does not mean that you have to let people walk all over you. It does not mean that you have to say yes to everything. You know, my wife and I, through our ministry, always had a bit of a problem with that. We always felt like we had to say yes, my wife especially. It means that you say no in a kind way. It means if you have to tell someone to go jump in the lake, you make them think that they're going for a nice swim. That's the kind of an idea. You can say it in a nice way. You can say a tough thing in a nice way. You don't have to be cruel. You don't have to be too hard. You have to just be kind and open and nice. That's what kindness is about. I know we all get caught up in the stress and the anger of life, but kindness is what makes relationships really work. You know, Will Rogers, in the early part of the 20th century, he said, "Be careful of the words you say. Keep them soft and sweet. You never know from day to day which ones you'll have to eat." Well, that's the importance of kindness. It's important in all of our relationships. I know some of you listening today may not be believers in Christ yet. You're most likely watching other Christians to see what it's like to be a believer in Christ and to figure this thing out. William Barclay, a writer of Christian literature, talked about the importance of kindness. He said this: "More people have been brought into the church by the kindness of real Christian love than by all the theological arguments of the world. And more people have been driven from the church by the hardness of so-called Christianity than by all the doubt in the world." I believe that. There's really something about kindness that makes a difference. And the second quality is faithfulness. And that simply means you keep on being kind. Well, it can mean more than that, but don't just be kind at certain times or to certain people, but show kindness consistently, 24/7. You know, in the New Testament book, in Ephesians, the Apostle Paul says this: "Be kind and tender-hearted one to another, forgiving one another, even as God in Christ has forgiven you. When I think of how gracious and how kind and how faithful God has been to me, it makes me want to be that same way toward other people, not just other Christians, but people in general. And it will make a difference. It will be a part of your witness to draw people into the Lord. So let's work on it. Let's work on that kindness and that faithfulness. Well, thanks for joining me today. And as I get this week underway, I'd just like to invite you to come by and visit us at Alpha Assembly on 499 Granville Pike in Clarion, Pennsylvania, just down from the Clarion University. We'd be delighted to have you on Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. or Wednesday nights. We have a little devotional time and prayer meeting, and you're welcome anytime. Well, God bless you. Have a great day today, and I trust that this whole week will be great for you. And Lord willing, we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.